to Mainland Television Regional News. I'm Graham O'Brien, and coming up in today's bulletin, a burning issue arises at market, famous internationals here to film, scam warning issued, rolling car closes Waimea, and heads firmly in the sand. Council is still pondering the issue of wood fire burning regulation, which has come up earlier for them than the proposed 2018 revisit, and what appears was a rushed council meeting on the Working Party report last week. I took the opportunity to bring the issue of council and the wood burners at Nelson's Market when I ran into Deputy Mayor Paul Matheson on the weekend. Come down here on Saturday morning because we're trying to get some questions answered about the wood burner debate. I was at the debate the other day on 27th of November, and I was quite concerned about a few of the things that came up, and you were there, Deputy Mayor, and I was just wondering if you're concerned about the lack of public consultation, or the actually no public consultation that's gone on so far, and because it's on the 18th of December, I can't really see how there will be any public consultation at all. You have any comment on that, Deputy Mayor?
I raised the issue about why they didn't have public consultation as far as that Working Party went, which I thought was a bit of a letdown, because if they'd brought that conversation into it, I think the report itself might have been completely different. So they really were remiss, and I made that quite public. Yeah, they need to consult interest groups. Grey Power have expressed a lot of concerns about the policy we've got at the present time. So yeah, consultation is going to be vital to help us get a decent outcome. I know if it's going on the 18th, it's simply going there to be accepted or otherwise by the council as a report for consultation. So it's still got to go back out to the public next year. So it's just a process thing.
Also, in that meeting, Councillor Barker was trying to raise some issues, what he thought of from that Working Party, because he was on that Working Party, and he was shut down and stopped from speaking. Councillor Kate Fulton, she called point of order where it didn't seem any point of order, it just seemed that she disagreed with what he was saying, and then the CEO passed to the chair, Councillor McGurk, some administration rule about being repetitive and wasting council's time, but in fact he wasn't repetitive, and I was the only public in the gallery, and I really wanted to hear what he said, so I thought that seemed quite out of order, and that we were just shutting down people who had a different point of view.
Well, that wasn't the best meeting of the week, I must tell you. The whole thing was starting to fall apart at one stage because it was losing direction. Yeah. If you were there, you probably get that impression as well.
Fantastic. And just on one other point, we have a lot of talk about the significant earthquake, and that the buildings have been shut down, Trafalgar Centre, etc., because of that. Now, if we're all forced, if the wood burners are taken away, or as they already have been, and we are all forced onto power, it seems like we're going to have this big earthquake, but no power lines are going to fall down, which we know from Christchurch. The first thing to fall down is power, so the power lines. So if we get rid of the wood burners, then we're saying we're not going to have a significant earthquake, so we could basically open up the buildings. And if we say we are going to have a significant earthquake, then we should really be looking at alternative sources of heat, ways to heat ourselves, our water, and cook our food in cases of an emergency.
We're going to have an earthquake?
But I mean, from our lessons that we learned from Christchurch, we knew that some of those people were without power for a significant period of time. If that happens in Nelson in winter time, you'd probably be looking at, if there was 1,000 people in the Trafalgar Centre, that would probably be the tip of the iceberg of what we'd have to deal with no heating in our houses and so forth.
Oh, I mean, that's true. You'd have to adapt whatever you could. I mean, from a cooking point of view, a lot of people got barbecues, so they'll be able to cook. But let's just hope we don't have an earthquake. But you don't know what the earthquake's going to do. Unless you do. I don't.
Well, we know from Christchurch what it can do.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, earthquakes are all different and all relative, aren't they? No, we just make provisions. I mean, civil defence, you have a talk to civil defence. That's not a big question about how well they are prepared with regard to household help. Yeah.
It's not every day you see an Asian film crew in our Nelson Market, so I asked them what they were up to and found I was in the company of famous Taiwanese celebrities. Yeah. So we're just interested in what you're doing here. You look pretty busy.
Oh yeah, we are from Taiwan.
From Taiwan?
Yeah, we are shooting a TV program. It's a traveling show. Introduce all the world, and it's a very delicious food and very beautiful scene. So we first time to come here, New Zealand, Nelson. And we're here on Saturday morning, have this market. So we are excited to eat something good and buy something special thing.
It's fantastic. Yeah, it's very busy here in the morning and Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
And I hope you told people that this is not food, it's soap, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's very beautiful.
It's beautiful.
And then the cover is very, very lovely.
Yeah.
Very awesome. So
Very happy.
We can use this soap. What are you doing, man? What are you doing?
Hey, no, that's great. And you going all around the world doing this program?
Yes. Last month we just go to Cambodia.
Nice.
Yes, and this month we come to New Zealand. Yes, first time, very exciting.
And this is your guys' show in Taiwan?
Yes,
Wow, you must be. Are you pretty famous in Taiwan?
of course.
Ah,
It's good. We are singer. Yeah.
Nice one.
Yeah.
So,
Sing a song.
Sing a song, yeah.
Jingle bell, jingle bell. Okay, just kidding. Thank you.
but you guys are singers in Taiwan, so you're very famous as singers. And what's the name of your group in Taiwan?
My group is 123. You must be never heard about it.
A warning has been issued by Nelson Bay's police, who have received a number of inquiries recently from concerned members of the public regarding unsolicited letters advising them that they have won a large sum of money. The letters contain a scratch and win type ticket, which when scratched indicates a win of a large sum of money and asks the receiver to call one of several phone numbers or email an address in a foreign country to register and claim their prize. This is then followed up by a caller asking for personal information. Anyone receiving mail of this type should either destroy it immediately or send it to the Nelson Police. Please don't be tempted to respond. Scams such as this can be seen on the following website, administered by the Department of Internal Affairs. The last thing you would be expecting on a Sunday afternoon outside your door is the sound of yelling, crashing and screaming, but that's what happened to one of our staff members on Sunday at 4:30 p.m. on Waimea Road. A smell of petrol engulfed the scene upon investigation, where a silver Suzuki Swift had rolled down Waimea Road, landing on its roof after braking hard in what may have been an effort to avoid hitting a parked car which had begun a turn. The police and fire service quickly attended the scene, and all parties involved left the vehicles in surprisingly good shape considering the damage that could have occurred. Police closed the road by Nelson Boys College while the fire service secured the vehicles for removal. The Nelson Marlborough Rescue Helicopter was called to an accident on Sunday in the Wairua Valley. A Marlborough man aged in his 50s was riding his motorbike with friends near Top House when an animal ran across the road, causing him to lose control and fall from his bike. After being treated at the scene for leg injuries by the helicopter paramedic, the man, who was from Blenheim, was then flown to Nelson Hospital Emergency Department. A nationwide protest took place this weekend, and Nelson was among those that showed support for action against climate change. Concerns are that an increasing heating of the planet caused by human activity will see us sooner rather than later have to deal with, among other negatives, increasing tidal erosion caused by sea level rise, especially around New Zealand coastline. With regular extreme weather patterns bringing an increase in extreme weather events have convinced many that climate change is a real concern, but not our government, according to the Heads in the Sands organisers. Coal Action Network arranged a protest at 11 beaches around the country to coincide with the departure of Climate Change Minister Tim Grosser for international climate talks in Lima, Peru. New Zealand may have to face the consequences of their non-action to cut carbon emissions by facing a large international bill that could range anywhere from $3 billion to $32 billion. The New Zealand National Government withdrew support from the Kyoto Protocol signed into by the Helen Clark Labour government, and New Zealand's latest proposal suggesting emission targets not be legally binding is a proposal backed by Mr Grosser and has angered climate protesters. On Sunday at 12 p.m, protesters had arrived at Tahunanui Beach armed with spades to dig a head-sized hole before assuming the position of placing their heads in the sand, making the statement that the New Zealand government is failing the people as well as the rest of the planet by doing nothing about taking affirmative action on reducing carbon emissions, while promoting mining and offshore oil drilling, and by weakening the Resource Management Act.
Well, I believe we need to look after our coastlines and our marine life, and I don't like the idea of them drilling and having those booms going off, upsetting all the marine life. And yeah, I thought it was a good cause. Come down and support it, and yeah, be part of the protest. Yeah, so yeah.
That's fantastic. And with the climate change, you're worried about the oil drilling and the use of fossil fuels and so on?
Yeah, we need to make more of an effort to sustain a future for our generations, and yeah.
Well, I'm just fed up seeing governments making the wrong decisions, really. Yeah, coal mining, deep sea oil drilling, the TPPA, it's all nonsense. You know, you just have to listen to the radio, you just hear the common sense about us giving away our controls to corporations and the climate change. It's real, it's happening. You know, storms in the Philippines, massive temperatures all around the world this year, records broken. So yeah, I came down and stick my head in the sand, act like the government, but only for a little while, and protest as much as I can, make as much noise as I can to make some change happen.
I can't say I am well informed. I study this daily. I run an electric bike business in Nelson and distribute all over New Zealand, the Electric Bike Hub. But I study this daily because it is a riveting development in our lives. Nothing like this has ever happened before, and anyone who thinks that we just can go on, you know, in a petrol-focused society, we just have to get the word out to them. Policymakers, get a clue. Really look at the science. It's overwhelming, and it's impeccable science, and it's dangerous. It's dangerous what they're pointing towards if we do nothing. Business as usual is a catastrophic business result.
Great, Jace. Hey, thanks very much for your comments. Mainland's television news is taking its normal summer break from the 12th of December, and we will be back on air from January the 12th. In the meantime, from all the team, we wish you and your family a very enjoyable summer holiday. After the break, we'll bring you the latest weather update and some events and happenings coming up from around the region.
The Christmas savings just keep piling up at New World. This week when you spend $150 or more, you'll get a $10 voucher back. Get 4 cans of selected Watties tin fruit for just $5, and selected Arnott's chocolate biscuits are now 2 for $5. It must be Christmas.